The reason I understand this, because Jesus Christ spoke something in St. Matthew's chapter 13. But first, I want to draw this to a conclusion, tell you about Japan, China. China might not have the greatest nuclear weapon, neither does Japan. But what they have is something that the rest of the earth doesn't have. They have more wisdom than the United States of America and the rest of the world when you look at their lifestyle. They have came to a conclusion that they don't want no man on the face of this earth talking to the citizens of their land. This is one of the greatest and smartest things they could do. Because the devil, he cannot get into your house. The thief can't get into your house unless he bind the strong man of the house. But as long as that strong man of the house stay in place with his strength and not allow you to enter into his house, there's no way you're going to bound him, and there's no way is you going to destroy him unless he lets you in his gate and make you a part of his habitat. I said this because even though they're not in here direct, but they're in there anyway through the emissaries that's built up on the soil of the Chinese and everybody in our nation. Because at the end, this would become their refuge, and this would become the thorn in their side, where they would use his own infrastructure against them to destroy them. But as of now, when they stop the news people from talking to their citizens, this is the smartest and the wisest thing that any nation can do upon the face of the earth, even the United States of America. You safeguard your house and your kingdom, and not allow other nations to come in and become a part of your infrastructure. And that way, they cannot bound you. This is the way it is. So, China ride bicycles. Japan ride bicycles. A lot of these people walk to work in their nation. But you look around here in America, you see everybody got a vehicle, even little children driving vehicles upon the earth. I got a nephew, I think about 14, 15 years old. My grandson, 14, 15 years old. He got a driver's license. He don't have a vehicle, but he got a driver's license. In other words, they just pouring driver's license out of black water. Giving cell phones out. Everybody you see in America driving around, if you drive past two people in some places, three people in some places, you see two with a cell phone stuck up their ear. It's crap. iPod. We ride punching buttons and fingers, and we'll just ride, and one hand of him punching them, and we're riding them down a busy highway, a distraction. We go by McDonald's or some of these fast food restaurants, the same thing as a cell phone. You got to bought you a burger out there, and you sitting up eating, and you riding down the road, driving, eating. All these things cause a distraction. But when you go and look at China riding bicycle, he ain't sitting there riding bicycle with one hand with a cell phone packed up in his ear. He ain't not riding a bicycle with a McDonald's hamburger in his mouth riding up and down the road. He riding with both hands. What I'm trying to say, the United States have created an addiction for themselves while they've been trying to addict the world with their technology. They have become addicted by the works of their own hand. They don't have a natural resource. They don't have a natural resource. So God, they look to God's kingdom to take the crude oil. They have said within themselves that I will go and take this crude oil because God shouldn't have gave it to them. But you didn't serve God. You went and did what God said not to do. You took and created manufacturers, and you is trying to addict all the world. Now this place is corrupt with drug dealers, drug addicts, walking all over the land, stumbling over each other, robbing each other, killing each other, breaking in the homes of people, ravishing the young girls of this earth and the young men of this earth, and standing before the world as proud peoples of the earth. And when they look at this nation as it is, where it once was one of the greatest tourist attractions, the peoples of the earth have begun to venture away from the United States of America because of the high wave of crime here in the United States of America. And it's going to become worse. Oh, they, Lord, my God. They sit here and watch me like I'm a hog, and just as if I'm a crazy man, or as if I am a devout sufferer. But I stand before them because God told me that I got to speak to them and tell them. I fear God. Believe me, I don't care what you do. When He got through with me because of my transgression against me, and He put my feet on the ground, I've been running ever since. I ain't gonna turn back. I fear God. I don't care what you do or how you do it. I'm talking to you because I fear Him. Well, the greatest nuclear bomb is no bomb at all. The greatest pathway to freedom is not by weapons of mass destruction, but by the word of one man and another man, about the man and his enemy, who can come at a table and with a compromise speak peace one unto the other one, and they leave from that table of peace with an establishment of peace. The quickest way to destruction is when one man come to the table of peace and speak peace, and at the end they leave with a disagreement, or they tell a lie at this table and go in, and because of the self-will and because his power and because of his strength, having weapons of mass destruction, he places it within his heart and say, I don't need to compromise because through my weapons and through my will, I am the superpower of earth, and he leave the table is either my way or no way. And at that point in time, will we see the evil heart of men, because he have created among himself and through his ways and through his policies and by his weapons of mass destruction, he have placed it upon himself and in his heart that he don't have to listen to no man, because he's the greatest in the earth. And if no man take and do according to his will, he will be crushed with the revenges. This is where the United States have gone today. Their freedoms come by way of the thirst of violence